Hi everybody, this is Raw Cloud. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about Mormons, how they was causing chaos in another timeline. Okay, let's begin. Okay, now this was another reality, just like Earth, nothing different. Now with this particular reality, we're gonna learn that extraterrestrials are walking amongst human in their original form, meaning that humanoid type beings out just like anybody else enjoying the day, and they do work amongst the human race just like any other person would do in their original form. Okay, now I'll go into the story. So I'm actually in my extraterrestrial form in this other reality, and what I look like, I was about maybe 7.5 feet tall, slightly grayish brown color, and small tight black eyes, and I look almost like that character in Guardians of the Galaxy, that tree type being, but I had no plant origins whatsoever. I was just another humanoid type being, just walking amongst the human race. And what was so funny about this is that I go to these other timelines and work amongst the human race, just like any other type of being. And there are humanoid ETs that actually do this on other planets. So back to the story. So I'm in my humanoid form, and nobody found that weird at all. And my job was to go into this department store and just help out. And when I do things like that, they already have my check already written out and ready for me, because as you'll find, guys, most extraterrestrials, they do their job and they are very reliable. And so these guys, I just helped out. And when I went there, I actually had my daughter with me, and she was in her extraterrestrial form as well. And I'm walking around, going to the department that they needed help in, and I spot my sister from this timeline. She was in there shopping, so I stopped and talked with her for a brief moment, and I began to go to the department that I was initially supposed to work at. And I did the work, and once I finished, that department manager had a check for me, but she had it in her car, so she went to her car to go get this check, and I followed her outside along with my daughter. And so once we get outside, she handed me my check, and I take it, and me and my daughter, we begin to walk. And at this time, it's probably about 7 o'clock at night. Very nice outside. There's a lot of people outside, and there's other stores and restaurants right next to that department building that I was helping out in, and I can see like a row of people outside, lined up, to go into this restaurant. This restaurant had to be very nice place to eat at. So, and there's all types of people, white, black, it doesn't matter. It was just beautiful people out there, and they was just waiting patiently to get inside this place. And so as I began to walk on the sidewalk, uh, these Mormons pull up, and they're not on bikes. They're on some type of technology that is bike-like. But what it looked like I don't know if you guys remember these like hover bikes in Star Wars, where the front end is real long and the back end is long and they're just on the middle. Well, that's what they look like. And it was like three of them that pulled up, and they kind of stopped right in front of me. They didn't bother me. They was tormenting the people that was outside trying to have a good time. Trying to strike fear in them. And these were Mormons. And anything that looked like a cross, anything that was related to Christ, that looked like a cross, they were burned. Now they had like a blowtorch on the end of their bike, and they would just torch anything, any type of sign that even remotely looked like a cross. They would just burn it. And I looked into the people that was outside eyes, and they was in fear, so that kind of angered me. So I grabbed one of them off the bike, and I just started flinging them like a cartoon character, up and down on the pavement. And I kind of just threw them off. I did this with one hand, and the other ones, they just took off. Now I did that because I didn't want anybody to be hurt, So once I did that, I grabbed, I picked up my daughter, and I held her in my arms, and I walked to this like this over bypass area, and it was like a little cliff that led into the highway, and I grabbed her and I started flying, and after that I came back to this timeline, this reality. I just didn't want any trouble. So that was one of the stories that I wanted to give to you guys. Now this happened probably about 6 months ago, and guys, I often travel outside the body, and 9 times out of 10, I'm not always gonna be in the form that I'm in right now. I'll go back to like certain extraterrestrial forms that I live in my past lives. I'll go back to those type of forms, and I'll either go and help where people need help, or I'll just be out just enjoying myself in my extraterrestrial form. Now, we all have extraterrestrial forms. Now, our souls have been around for billions of years. Now, a lot of times you guys are not going to remember this, is because of this reality. This reality has manipulated the memories on a cosmic level. And in order to retrieve a lot of your memories, you're going to have a past life regression. This is why I always tell you guys, go back and look at Albert Wyman channel, Past Life Regression, or go to Aurora Rising Phoenix channel And you'll see these people that have paid for these regressions, how they've been extraterrestrials and how they have been either manipulated in their past lives, or how they've been in these cosmic wars, or just lived on other planets and just lived out their life. So, and that's one of the things that we have to do. We have to really remember who we've been and who we always will be. You know, these bodies are just avatars. They're vehicles for the soul to have these experiences. And it doesn't matter. God doesn't see it being bad or good. Your experience is an experience that the soul can learn from. You know, but you have to have a higher conscience to understand this stuff. So whatever you do in life, you know, whether it be bad or good, from a higher perspective, it's not looked upon as bad, and God really does not judge you on what you do. He really doesn't. I mean, we have been lied to, we have been manipulated. The whole history of mankind has just been one big lie. So, in order for you guys to really understand this stuff, you really need to get a past life regression. That way, you know who you've been and what you've done and the experience that you had, you know. And I've been very fortunate that my guides, my spirit guides, my angels, God, Christ, has given me the ability to go back and do this myself without a hypnotist to take me under these regressions to see these past lives. And hopefully one day I'll be able to go and do this and get a past life, because there's so much that I have not seen from my past lives. So you guys just be open-minded. Keep an open mind and understand that, you know, these are just avatar bodies. You know, these are just vehicles for us to experience life at its fullest. And it doesn't matter, you know, don't be so hard on yourself. If you've done some bad things, you know, learn from it. You have to learn, evolve from these experiences. That's why we're really here. Yes, we've been held back for a very long time because these other controllers, they know all of this stuff. They know how the game is played. And so they like to be worshipped. They don't want to lose that. They don't want to go back to Source God to be reborn and do something else. They don't want that. They want to stay right here where they can be worshipped and can control your experience. That's how they want to play the game, but it's not going to be played like that anymore, because as I explained in other videos, these timelines are being held up, and we have to move forward with these timelines. This is why we are starting to see these other cosmic brothers and sisters from these other dimensions coming back to help us get rid of these controllers, because they are being held up as well. They can't move on if we can't move on. If we're being held up, then they are being held up, and they don't want that anymore, you know, because we have to move up in density. The soul has to continue to elevate in conscience. So, guys, that was a story that I wanted to give to you guys that happened about 6 months ago. And I'm not trying to offend any Mormons out there, but in that particular timeline, that density, yeah, you guys were causing a whole lot of chaos, and you just didn't agree with the Christ uh, conscience. So and hopefully, like I said, I'm not trying to offend your religion. I just wanted to share this story of how you guys are in other timelines. So, and it's all experience. So I love, honor, and respect all of you guys. Have a good day.